you'll reach a stage where your schedule is filled up to its maximum capacity, and you'll be balancing between looking for new business versus writing copy. At this stage, you will have gained expertise in generating and managing new leads, managing existing clients, and writing great copy. Can you alone make $1 million? Yes, totally possible. If you charge high enough at $50,000 a month consistently, you'll be a millionaire in about 2 years, more or less. However, in exchange, you might reach burnout stage sooner than you think, which at the end of the day really kind of isn't worth it at all. Instead of a one-man show, a better way is to set up a team to do the delivery for you while you focus on sales-generating activities like marketing, generating new leads, pitching, and networking. To do that, you need to be working on your business instead of in your business. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you need a team, is an old African proverb. Most copywriters get stuck in freelancing when they do everything themselves. For some, they end up hating the entire process because they do things that don't fit their creative selves, like the financials of the business. Some even get stuck working extra long hours. And here's the irony. They built a business in the first place to get more time and financial freedom, yet get swallowed up in the business. You need to be working on your business, meaning strategy, direction, and high-level thinking. The strategy to do this is to simplify, automate, and systematize the business. Streamline tasks by keeping things simple, organized, and straight to the point. Automate tasks that can be automated and build systems, processes, and standards where managers are hired to keep the system running. There are 5 main steps to simplifying the business. First, write down in detail all the tasks that you have to do on a daily basis. And this means everything from processing payments to writing copy and even meeting clients and taking out the trash. Second, categorize it into 2 categories, transactional and transformational actions. Transactional tasks are rudimentary in nature and are predictable. For example, processing salary, paying bills, rent, etc. Transformational tasks, on the other hand, bring positive impact to the business. For example, business development, staff training, personal development, sales and marketing activities. The reason we're doing this is to have clarity and prioritize what to focus on, what positions to hire, the required job scope for those positions, and the matching salary based on the value they bring to your business. Third, analyze the list and eliminate tasks which are redundant, double entry tasks, and simplify the complex ones. To do this, you need to be disciplined and ruthless. The aim is to be lean and fast. Fourth, lump transactional tasks together and outsource them or hire an administrative staff to take care of it. This is so that you can focus on transformational tasks only. Lastly, hire and retain staff that can do transformational tasks like you. People are not assets in the classical sense, but the right people can be assets to your business. So don't be afraid to cut those who are not a good fit with the company. The ones that do fit and work well together in the team should be retained for the long term. So what is the ideal team size for your business? It's recommended to start with between 5 to 7 people. It might seem like a lot, but this is to maintain team dynamics at a higher level. Unless a solid context is set at the beginning, a team that's too small will operate on taking orders only, and it becomes very transactional and operational. You'll have to be physically there most of the time to manage them, and opinions that really matter and help get things done won't be voiced. You don't want that to happen because you want your team to speak their thoughts, debate, and challenge you in healthy ways. It's only through that process that you'll be able to spot and cover gaps in the business and overall do better. A yes man or surrounding yourself with people who say yes to everything is definitely a no-no. In the team that you hire, keep a healthy balance between operational staff, creative staff, and managers or supervisors to keep the systems running and the standards in check. This will free up more time for you to start thinking on a high level and work on your business. Get clear on who you want and what positions you want filled. You can do this from the list of tasks, which you did earlier on. It depends on your preference if you want full-time or contractual staff, or you could even outsource certain rudimentary tasks to keep costs low. In terms of hiring, my recommendation is to go with long-term contracts. You may also want to consider having profit sharing where the team can leverage off of the business name and the success that you've all built. This promotes empowerment, staff loyalty, and you'll have far less staff turnover. This also means less training time and time lost during the period of hiring and interviews. There are 3 key areas in managing and building an A team. The first area is culture creation. Culture is important as it sets context and tonality for your company. It governs mindset, attitude, and behaviors, which ultimately influence your sales and your profits. If a company culture operates on low energy and nobody talks to each other, what do you think the end result is? Well, definitely, the result of the work is mediocre. To set an effective high-performance work culture, you need to set rules, often referred to as the code of honor. To do this, gather the team together and list down the desired attributes, attitudes, behaviors, and results that the team needs to practice in order to be able to achieve those company goals. Filter out the unnecessary, combine, and then boil it down to a list of 8 to 10 rules that, when practiced and upheld to the highest level, should set the team into high performance gear. An example of one of these rules might be rule number 1, commit to learning and personal development. The second key area is learning and development. If the team is not learning and growing, they are dying. Therefore, your team needs to sharpen the saw, to use the quote. Out there in the marketplace, there are other copywriters and businesses who are working harder, smarter, and quicker than your team. If there's no growth in learning new things or developing current talent, then one day the gap will close and your competitors will surpass you. Stay ahead and competitive by structuring learning and development activities for your team. For example, a session where the team presents 15 minutes on a topic that adds value to the team. If there are 7 people in your team, there would be a total of 105 minutes presented every month. Annually, it would be 84 topics or 21 hours of learning time. This is very good compared to other teams out there who are often too busy to even sit down and read. The third key area is to debrief. After the completion of a project, debriefing is the most powerful learning tool to use as a business owner. Debriefing is the activity of evaluating a recent project, and the goal is to identify gaps and insights to better prepare for the next project. You'll need to schedule in another meeting session with your team, and this is critical. Imagine not doing a debriefing and starting the next project. The same mistakes could be made over and over again without even realizing it, and that is just insane. Your role during the debrief session is facilitator, and it's to be done without bias or rank. The following questions are designed to facilitate insights from your team. 1. What happened? 2. What should have happened? 3. What did we learn? 4. How can we improve? 5. What are the action points from this session? At the end of the session, you'll have action steps that the team can take to become better. These steps can be to stop, start, do less, or do more of something. The final part in leveling up is managing your financials. If you don't know how to manage it, then it's recommended to hire or outsource that to someone. As a business owner and the person in charge of your team, you need to know your financial numbers to evaluate if the business is healthy. The strategy is to minimize your expenses through operating lean while you maximize your profits through sales and marketing. To do this, you must have someone to monitor the cash flow of the company. Unnecessary expenses are identified from the task list created at the beginning of this module. When you cut those out, you cut down your expenses. All businesses generally have 3 main divisions: marketing, production, and operations. In the case of a copywriting business, creative work is considered as both production and operations. Upon receiving revenue, pay your staff first and yourself last. This is to take care of the engine of your business, your staff, and keep it running. In the long run, it will pay off. After that, pay for what's necessary to keep operations running, like office rent, utilities, and other bills. With the balance as net profit, allocate 10% of your funds to grow and develop the team. This will cover sending qualified team members to seminars, workshops, investing in books or training videos, and do this strategically with a specific outcome. Allocate another 5% to invest in the team for rest and relaxation. The team cannot be running around 24/7, especially when it comes to creative work. The mind needs to rest and to unwind, and funds are needed for that to happen. There are business owners and team leaders who don't allocate any playtime for their team to recharge, and that encourages them to burn out, and it makes people bored. When fund allocation is done in percentage versus value, and the team is empowered and has ownership of their work and actively contributes to the company, all that needs to be done now is to increase the productivity and marketing of the company. More revenue brings in more profits, brings in more funds for learning, profit sharing, and rest and relaxation.